Microsoft spent billions teaching AI to be more human, and DeepSeek just beat them by making it faster. And that gap is about to widen in ways that change everything you think you know about how AI companies compete. Let me break down what's actually happening here, because it's not just about speed. It's about two completely opposite philosophies on what AI should be, and one of them is already winning in the real world. So Microsoft's play, and this is genuine innovation, I'm not dismissing it, is what they call humanist AI. The core idea is that AI should mirror human values, human reasoning, human safety guardrails. They're training models to explain their thinking step by step, to refuse harmful requests, to understand context the way a thoughtful person would. It's elegant. It's careful. It's built on the premise that the future of AI is responsible AI, and responsibility means being more like us. They've invested heavily in this. Constitutional AI, alignment research, red teaming entire departments dedicated to making sure their models don't go sideways. They're thinking about the long game, regulation, trust, brand safety. And honestly, a lot of this is good. You want your AI to be thoughtful. But then DeepSeek showed up, and they did something different. They said, we're going to make the model faster and cheaper by stripping out the humanist overhead. Less reasoning chains, less safety padding, leaner inference, direct optimization for speed and cost. And here's the thing that's uncomfortable for the humanist philosophy. It's working. DeepSeek's models are matching or beating Microsoft's outputs on benchmarks, while running on less compute, costing less to serve, and reaching users in markets where Microsoft's more expensive, more carefully engineered approach just can't compete on price. Now, before you think I'm saying safety doesn't matter, I'm not. But I am saying something that most tech narratives won't admit. The market doesn't always reward safety and thoughtfulness. It rewards speed and accessibility. And right now, speed is winning. Let's dig into why. Microsoft's humanist approach requires overhead. Every step-by-step explanation, every refusal mechanism, every alignment layer adds latency and compute cost. You're running more operations to be more careful. That's not free. And in a world where billions of people want to use AI but can't afford expensive APIs, that overhead becomes a feature nobody can afford. DeepSeek's raw speed philosophy is the opposite. Optimize for throughput. Reduce the model's decision-making surface. Make it lean. The trade-off is that you lose some of the careful reasoning Microsoft built in, but you gain something else. Reach. Accessibility. The ability to put AI in the hands of people and use cases that couldn't justify the cost of a humanist model. And here's where it gets interesting. From a user perspective, raw speed often feels smarter. Why? Because a fast, direct answer to your question feels more useful than a thoughtful answer that takes 30 seconds to explain why it's thinking step by step. Speed creates the illusion of intelligence. An illusion or not, users prefer it. Microsoft's bet is that over time, users and regulators will demand the humanist approach. That as AI becomes more powerful, the safety overhead becomes non-negotiable. And they might be right. But that's a bet on the future. DeepSeek's bet is on the present. And the present has a lot of users. There's also a geopolitical angle here that matters. Microsoft is building humanist AI partly because they're operating in Western markets with regulatory pressure and legal liability concerns. DeepSeek is operating in a different regulatory environment with different constraints. That's not judgment, it's just context. The philosophy you choose is partly the philosophy you can afford to choose. But let's zoom out. The real question isn't which philosophy is morally superior. It's which one shapes the future of how AI gets built and deployed. And right now, the market is voting for speed. Here's what I think happens next. Microsoft doubles down on humanist AI as a premium product. It becomes the careful, explainable, aligned choice for enterprises and regulated industries that can afford to pay for safety. But the commodity AI market, the stuff that reaches billions of people, gets optimized for speed and cost. DeepSeek's philosophy wins the mass market. Microsoft's wins the high-trust, high-stakes market. Both survive, but they serve different purposes. And if you care about AI accessibility, speed actually matters more than you might think. A slower, safer model that costs 10 times as much doesn't help someone in a developing country who wants to use AI to automate their work. Speed democratizes. The uncomfortable truth is that the humanist AI philosophy is a luxury good. It's not wrong. It's just not scalable to everyone. And that's a real tension in how we're building this stuff. So here's the thing. If you want to actually understand how AI is evolving, you need to stop thinking about this as a good versus bad choice. It's a trade-off choice. Microsoft is optimizing for responsibility and explainability. DeepSeek is optimizing for speed and cost. Both are valid strategies. Both will exist. But the speed philosophy is winning the present, and that's worth paying attention to. If you want to keep up with how these different philosophies play out in real AI development, not the hype, just the actual strategy shifts, subscribe. I break down these kinds of shifts every few days, and the pattern recognition matters more than any single video.